Well, it's 6 p.m. It's dark.
Maybe they're on the center corner. They gotta move the center corner.
Does this mic work?
Hello?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
You're listening to the only podcast that admits they might know what they are talking about.
Sounds like something a guy in a van would tell me.
This is We Might Know Sports.
I love you! Come on!
With Kevin,
Don't listen to Stefan and his prep rules.
Stefan,
I don't think they care what you like.
and Corey.
I hope everyone has a ball.
We like sports and we don't care who knows.
Where are we at in society today?
I feel like I just destroyed my life in general.
Not forget Jesus, people!
There's a no-hitter right now, bottom of the seventh. Oh, never mind. No longer a no-hitter.
I will fucking drive to Seattle and give you a hand job.
The ceiling is the roof. Let's make it happen.
Can I get on this? Say my name right if you're gonna come on this fucking show, dude. I said Sam Darby. Sam Darby for Heisman.
Sam Darnold?
Darnold, whatever his name is. Ronald.
Say his name right if you're on the damn show.
Buckle up, buckaroo.
Fuck Philly.
And here we go.
I don't know why you're shaking your head. It's never gonna go away. Just embrace it.
You know
Just
when
said
it's gonna
it.
go away is when I just cut myself right out of this shit.
It'll still be in the intro, though. Welcome to episode 78 of We Might Know Sports. Also, apparently, fuck Philly. I mean, hey, it's fine.
You won't catch me saying it again. I'll bring my own paddles. I ain't playing with that bullshit no more.
The handles were messed up, too.
Yeah, that's it. That little fucking kid kept distracting.
All in your head.
Anyways, other than that, it was good.
Well, that's good.
How was yours, Kevin?
Well, I got to watch a really boring fight that we'll talk about later. Other than that,
Let's not lie. The first fight or the main
Uneventful.
event wasn't that exciting either.
we'll talk about it when we get to it. Things happened.
I watched all three.
All three? Well, one of them got
I consider
canceled.
the Pettis fight kind of the
Okay.
film.
The three fights leading up to the last two were pretty phenomenal, but we'll talk more in a little bit. Let's get into some soccer because I've been jonesing for my soccer action since we've had these little breaks in between rounds. Tomorrow we are back at it. And semifinals. Kevin went perfect in the quarterfinals to pull himself within stabbing reaching of Corey. With 4 games remaining. I say 4 because we're counting the third place game too as a game because, I mean, they show it on TV, so why not? Let's see here. Uruguay, France. I believe France won that 2-0. Wasn't really close. Corey and I capitalized on that one. You guys took turns, actually. I'm looking at this now. I went perfect, and then you guys either got it right or wrong. You went against each other, basically. So
Probably basically me just trying to catch up to Corey.
No, you went first this time.
Oh, did I?
I actually did it to try to pull away on purpose because I thought England would beat Sweden, but I was like, I can't do that. It just becomes a nothing.
Right.
If Sweden wins, I can pull further away from you. And I had a decent enough lead. Croatia, I really believed was going to win,
Right.
but they almost didn't.
I don't know.
stupid Russians, cheaters.
Buy by the
I
skin
know.
of their
That's
teeth.
why I was like,
Fucking
nope,
game.
I'm good on Croatia. you're believing this time,
Well,
or you're trying to gain.
I had to. The other one, I don't think. So I'm not going. I had to pick and choose my battles here.
Let's talk to the soccer expert. What do you feel about Belgium and France, for that matter?
I like them both. This one I've left blank, not because I wanted to see where you guys picked, but mainly because I'm torn. Because on one side, I've been all about Belgium. I said going into this stage that they are my team that I think would go all the way. They aren't my team, I should say, but England is. That's why I already had them picked before I even knew who.
Not your team?
Well, America didn't. Well, America sucked and didn't make it, so there's a soundbite for us.
Yeah, America sucked.
That one in there.
Yeah, I will, because actually I said it pretty loud too. That's a good, crisp, clean audio bite. And I was actually leaning towards France, so you guys made it really easy for me to pick them this time around. So I'm going France over Belgium. And I know we're not giving scores, but I think it's going to be like a 3-2 final. It's going to be a nice scoring game, too.
You don't think the goalies are good? You think the strikers are that good?
I just think the way both teams have been playing and the trends, because, France won 4-3 earlier. I know France can score, obviously, and Belgium has Lukaku, who is second to Harry Kane in scoring goals in this tournament right now. So, it's shaping up to be a France-England fight, I think, is what I was thinking.
Exact opposite of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Same. Well, no. I think England will be in. I'm meeting you halfway.
Yeah. And we'll see if that actually shapes out. I've been enjoying the penalty shootouts. I know a lot of people that love to watch soccer don't believe in penalty shootouts, but, if they played 120 minutes of running half a marathon, basically, I don't blame them for doing a shootout where it's basically up to the scorer to make the goal. The goalie is just lucky, and there have been some phenomenal saves in the penalty time too. So
I think it's one of the most exciting ways to end a game.
I like the penalty kicks.
Yeah, I
Way
like
better than field goals.
I like it in hockey too when they do penalty shootouts.
Yeah,
that's what they need to do in football.
What
Goal
about
line stands.
I was gonna say, how do you do that?
Get rid of field goals. Goal line stands.
Boom.
kind of like what college football does. So
So
you want them closer?
Yeah.
That's dumb. Maybe like 20 yards out.
20 yards?
That's where I think
That's where they are
football
now,
is.
right?
25 for college.
I want them. That doesn't have to be a goal line, but I want it like 10 yards out.
But is
That gives the defense a better advantage.
do you think that's a solution? I heard someone say
to field goals? Yeah.
But I feel like it's gonna be nonstop all the time.
But now you can't necessarily win with a field goal.
That's
Don't want you to win with a field goal.
Yeah, but you
I want field goals gone. I don't want there to be field goal kickers.
What if
need
they
to be
took?
gone.
We should be taking 2-point conversions. That's all. That's all there should
You
be.
need to be gone. No team is told that they have to kick field goals. Everybody can go for 2-point conversions if they want.
I know, but since there's field goals, that's the safer thing to do.
But yeah,
But if they take field goals out, then you have to go for 2 points. Everyone does. And that'd be more exciting.
that's not football, though.
And then everyone want. What do you mean?
It's not football. You just destroyed the game. It's not even the game.
Oh
You
God.
just created some other sport. I don't even know.
Hey, get off my lawn, young Sturgies! It's not football.
Every other sport, changes and gets with the times.
Field goals are
All of a sudden, there's a 3-point shot in the NBA, and it's not the NBA anymore.
it's different. They
Oh,
added
that's
something. They didn't
different.
take
That's
something away.
different.
They added something. They didn't take something away. You want to add?
They took away zone defense.
They still play zone.
Yeah, because they had to bring it back after the Iverson Shaq era. They took zone, or they didn't have zone. You're right. They didn't have zone, and now they have zone.
Yeah, so they added something again.
They
Okay,
added
so
zone.
I'm
You're
right
you're
again.
you're
Thank you.
They did add zone. Thought they- no one
Wait.
could guard Shaq or Iverson one-on-one.
Corey can sit the rest of this one out.
It's still changing the game.
but I said they didn't.
I know, but either way, if you take something away or you add something, you're changing it either way.
No. You add something to better the game. You don't take something away to better.
Sure you do. Just like you take away helmet-to-helmet hits.
Take away pass interference, too.
Take away helmet-to-helmet hits.
Take away pass interference while we're at it.
Why?
It's fucking free-for-all. You're not kicking field goals anymore. You might as well just fucking do whatever you want out there.
No.
Fucking
Now you're just being
put
ridiculous.
spikes on your helmet? Fucking just spear people?
Death ball?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
How did this get to fucking... How did we get to there from talking about soccer?
I'm definitely still mad you lost in ping pong.
No. Still high off my fantasy football one, though.
Jesus.
You're high. That's for sure.
I'm already thinking about how we're going to do the draft.
What do you mean?
The draft order. Brainstorming ideas. I don't like...
I thought you already know what it is.
Brainstorming ideas. I don't like the point names that way. I don't like the process.
What are we going to do with ping pong ball? Like for the lottery ball. We'll figure it out.
We're going to figure it out.
Again.
I don't even know if we have a league anymore.
Yeah.
Well, let me
We
know.
know who's in. We know Kevin's in.
I'm in. No, I'm in. I just don't give a shit what rules I play by.
One said he can win no matter what the rules are.
Once I adjust. Hey,
Has he won yet?
I had to recover from the fix of
If you take
2017.
away kickers, I might be able to win.
No. You can actually pick 2 kickers next year.
No, okay.
If you
If you're a quarterback, you can pick another kicker.
Well, you always could. Oh, no, you can't. You can only do 2 hours. You should be able to put anything in there you want.
As long as we don't keep switching servers, I mean,
Yeah, I might switch to a new one.
let's go.
Why, you're defeated on Yahoo at this point.
The great fix of 2017.
Mm-hmm. It's like the Bush campaign all over again.
Do what I got to do.
I mean, it wasn't enough that his Eagles won the Super Bowl. He had to make sure he fixed the fantasy league.
He had to own football last
Yeah.
year.
Pretty sure I won fantasy before the Eagles, so that didn't.
I feel like you had something to do with their win.
Oh, it had something to do with the Eagles winning too?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're like, Carson Wentz, why don't you sit this one out? Fultz got it.
Carson Wentz was there. We would have won by like 30.
Well, you had to cover your tracks. You had to make it so it wasn't so obvious. Shysta. Alright. Anything else you guys want to talk about soccer before we move on?
No.
That was a good head shake, you know.
I'm surprised Croatia made it to the Final Four. That's all I got to say. They're a small country, so they must have a pretty deep talent pool.
I'm surprised Russia didn't have the fix in.
Well, yeah.
I was convinced that they were going to be in the finals at least.
I feel like the KGB didn't try hard enough. Could have shot the goalie or something.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's very hard to fix
Or
a
drive
penalty
them in
shootout, though, too.
The what?
They went to the penalty shootout, and it's very hard to fix that.
Yeah.
Can only pay the refs so much.
Sure.
Or the goalie.
I'm sure. I was just gonna say, I'm sure a certain price would make that goalie just kind of, oh, man, I can't seem to
Either-
stop any of these.
Either that, or he told him, "Hey, go left," and he forgot to go right and went left too.
Yeah. Something. Fucked up. He's probably gonna die in a
Is he even alive still? Like, someone might want to check on him.
Yeah. A little wellness check on the goalie, please.
All right, on to. It's time for Corey's NASCAR update. Oh, before we get into your update, sorry. So, I'm not driving my car this week because Shay's out of town, and I'm driving her brand new 2018 Dodge Journey. And apparently, it's threatening to BMW SUV owners because I was sitting at a red light, minding my own business, and I had already passed the BMW, and I start to take off once it turned green, and all of a sudden, whoom! I was just like, was that necessary?
You had a really important meeting.
Well, the funny thing was I caught up to him about a quarter of the mile down. I wasn't like speeding to catch up with him. I was just doing my thing, and he did 60 steady. I was just like, that was not necessary of a quick start. Come on, people.
Wanted to show his 0 to 60.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So this weekend we had the night race of Daytona. Daytona, the most exciting race of the year. You get it twice. And it delivered if you're a fan of Rex.
I am. Very much so.
A lot of the top drivers were complaining after the race, saying, see, the fans, they're begging for the restrictor plate. These restrictor plate races, every single race, and look what would happen. We just have free-for-all, like death ball that Stefan wants.
Mm-hmm. That'd be cool.
And there would just be wreck after wreck. There would be no consistency.
Survival of the fittest.
Win. Yeah. That's why you get people like Eric Jones and Austin.
His first career win, isn't it?
Yeah. And Austin Dillon, his first career win, winning races because Daytona is crazy.
I pulled the trigger on him too soon.
Having said that, I took a top driver like an idiot at Daytona, and he crashed out along with a whole bunch of other ones. Kevin was victim with Suarez of an early crash.
I doubled up on you, though.
Yeah, you did. So Stefan wins the week because Bubba stayed right in the middle all race.
Right where I wanted him to be.
Just chilled.
This is definitely turning into what happened last year where I jumped out to the giant early lead, and then Stefan and I bailed back while Corey just kind of
stayed in the back.
Yeah.
Corey's decision to save them all for the end is paying off once again.
I'm 150 back about.
To be fair, we all have gotten 6 right.
Mm-hmm.
Just Corey's been in.
I don't have a winner, but I think it's coming this week. So I took Truex Jr. at Kentucky. Kevin took Stenhouse, and you took Chase Elliott. You still have a few good drivers left, so
a couple.
I know Kevin shot his load early, so he's struggling with some drivers.
I may be in second, but at least I'm not in last. That's all I'm looking at it.
Facts at this point.
Just looking for that 50 bonus points going into the chase.
Yep.
I want that 100. I want to see what that feels like.
I want that 0. Just to prove I could do it.
You're just going to do that every year?
I came close, at least. I dominated the chase, but I was just way too far behind. 100 points is a lot to make up. That's why 150 is a lot to make up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 races.
Mm-hmm. I mean, your chances of catching up here are better than they are. Because we're all able to use good racers then.
Correct. That's why it was a kind of amazing I caught it. But still, wasn't lost by like 23 or something. You two were close.
Yeah, I think you're not a last race.
Mm-hmm. So,
that's
it. Moving on to Kentucky. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, stat guy.
Stat guy.
What, you're researching?
I accidentally hit a button and it deleted something from our screen. So I was seeing if I could fix it. Apparently I cannot, so it's just going to be me having to switch between us.
What do you got next? Major League Baseball?
Oh, Major League.
Shout out to Central New Yorker Patrick Corbin. Made the All-Star team.
Sure did.
For the second time.
What else we got? Who?
What is that? When is the All-Star weekend?
All-Stars next week. Next Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that.
All-Star game.
Mookie Betts Just kidding. Jose Altuve got the most votes out of any player in the.
Fair. He's had a pretty good year.
Yeah, he's been my go-to for beat the streak.
Thanks for your that.
Doubling down.
A lot too. Haven't you? Him and Betts get all the hits.
Streak up to 7. Just saying.
Far behind.
He's at 7 right now.
Yeah.
Where are you at?
5.
I'm at 0.
We were at 4 last time I saw.
I haven't picked him.
Yeah, I sometimes forget, or I just don't feel like risking the streak. It's like
I've gotten like 3 or 4 right in a row, so I'm kind of taking a break. I fuck it up.
right? Yeah, you get nervous. Like
You need to take the same 3 or 4 guys that you know get hits every 3 at bats, and then take a break from them so they get the zeros out of their system,
Yeah.
and then come back.
that's my strategy. Seems to be paying off. For the NL, top vote getter was where'd it go? Freddie Freeman from the Atlanta Braves, first baseman.
Yeah, he's had a good year too.
One notable absence is the AL leader in wins, ERA, and a couple other stat categories. Snell from Tampa Bay, starting pitcher, probably the only shining star for Tampa Bay. And Chris Archer actually called out a lot of people on Twitter yesterday when they got announced for why he wasn't, or why Snell wasn't in the All-Star game. It was kind of interesting to see, especially with Archer being a former All-Star himself.
J.D. Martinez is dominating this year, huh? 27 home runs, leads the AL. 74 RBIs, leads the AL, and I think he's 4th in average. Yep, at 329.
All right.
It'd be pretty impressive, though, if Mookie Betts keeps up his streak. He's averaging 342.
Yeah.
I mean, that high of a average, we haven't seen that in a long time, I feel like.
The top 4 batters in the AL are all ahead of the top 5 in the NL.
NL's trash.
Not one of them is a Yankee.
Matt Kemp, though, making a comeback this year. 319, good for him. Rihanna's ex.
And then JD Martinez right now. Boston just fully loaded. That's probably why they're battling with the Yankees in first place. 27 home runs.
Martinez, home run leader, RBI leader, and 4th in average. Batting 329. Solid. And yet, I don't feel like I've ever taken him and beat the streak.
Let's start looking for him.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm taking Machado, Segura, Altuve, Betts.
I've taken Trout. I've taken Matt Kemp on the other side, but that's it.
Also, looking at standings, Boston's leading Cleveland and I believe Houston, all in the lead for the AL teams. If you look at the AL wildcard standings, though, you have the Yankees at 58 and 29, and the Mariners 57 and 34, holding down the 2 spots. With the Oakland Athletics 6.5 back at a 50 and 40 record, and Tampa Bay second best 45-44, 11 games back. So this could easily just be a 3-team race going down to the wire.
Yeah. Hopefully it's the Yankees, because that's what I picked to make it to the World Series.
Well, I mean, they're still battling for number one.
I have Yankees Dodgers. I don't think my Dodgers are looking that great.
You have a chance for a wild card.
Yeah.
3 games out. Not even. 2 games.
Hey, I figured it out.
There's a lot of baseball left in this.
Exactly.
A lot of baseball. We still feeling confident with our picks early on? Do you even remember?
Well, like I said, I took the Yankees. I'm feeling okay with them.
I always forget.
I'm not feeling that confident with the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Did you take the... Well, you always take the Nationals, I feel like. Did you take them again?
No, that was me.
I think I took the Phillies.
You took Boston, though.
No, you guys laughed at me for even thinking about the Phillies, though.
Yeah. Stefan took Boston,
Yeah,
which is working out for him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who he took in the end.
I'd have to look it up.
Cubbies?
Oh, you might have taken the Cubbies. They're not.
I feel like you were a Cubbies person.
You went Houston again.
Yeah, I went Houston and Nationals.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the Nationals are 5 games out of the NL East, and then also, I believe, 6 games out of the wild card. So, no, 5. They're both 5 out.
I might take a National. Maybe.
He's looking it up.
I'm not looking it up. I have no idea. I don't know where I put it.
Okay.
Well, when we get closer. I think I've looked it up before, too. It's in past episodes, if you want to look.
Yeah. I know you looked it up.
Who'd you take in the NL, Kevin?
The Nationals.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
I don't think I would have taken that people.
Yeah. I feel like Stefan took the Cubs.
I feel like that's correct, but he's thinking maybe Philly. We'll see.
We shall see. And are you all caught up and ready to go, Mr. Wimbledon?
I'm all caught up. Well, there's a match going on right now.
The floor is yours.
Men's Wimbledon has been interesting. But the same big names are alive. Still have Federer alive, Nadal's in it, and Djokovic have all made it to the 4th round, right? No, the quarters, excuse me. So they're all part of the Elite 8, and then you have the 2 of the biggest servers, if not the 2 biggest servers on tour, going at it with John Isner and Milos Raonic, the Canadian versus the American. At least we have an American in it. It's been the first time Americans made it to the quarters in quite a while. Yeah, Federer and Nadal haven't dropped a set. So it's kind of, who do you think's playing at a higher clip right now between those 2? Nishikori making it to the quarters. He's made it to a championship finals before. He made it to the U.S. Open Championship. He lost to Marin Cilic. Really, the bigger story would be coming out of the women's side. Pliskova lost today, making it all top 10 women's players are out of the tournament. So that's been a wild one, but there is one.
Serena wins this.
There is
number 1.
There is one name that's still alive, and that's Serena Williams, making her comeback, proving her dominance.
I don't even feel like this is proving her dominance, though. This is just everybody else falling, and she's just going to be the last one standing.
Well, isn't there something to be said about consistency?
Fix.
What? Fix?
Fix.
Fix for Serena to win? Mm-hmm. If it's fixed for Serena, then it's fixed for Roger. Like I said, I haven't done the quarters yet, but I can give our points total up in 2. I have 1050 but I don't have a lot of points left because I have 2 out of my final 4 already out and 1 of my championship people out. Stefan has lots of points available. He has everybody left. He made a good call on Isner Raonic. Kind of an unlikely scenario, but it happened. Federer Anderson was more predictable. Zverev with getting upset was kind of surprising. We'll wait on Delpo.
Almost had that.
And Nadal getting through is a big shocker. But Stefan has quite a few points on the board. But you're also leading in points. You have 1080. And then Kevin has 910. But he still has his champion available. None of us picked the same champion. So we could make up 200 points there. So I wouldn't. He's definitely not out of it. The way this is structured.
Down but not out.
Right. You're down but not out the way we have it structured, which is the point. If you can pick the winner out of 128 people, you deserve some credit. So that's what we got going on in Wimbledon.
Ooh. I just found my podcast folder, though.
Any predictions while he's looking around? You still like Djokovic?
He's playing well.
He is playing.
Who's he got to play? Oh,
Nishi.
Ha! I found it.
Nishi doesn't really have the power that Djokovic has, but he's going to get the ball back.
I mean, do you think Djokovic is playing exact form?
Close, really close. Yeah. And we all know when Djokovic was at top form, he was proving to be better than Federer and Nadal.
He held all 4 at one year, right?
Or no, he didn't. Oh yeah, he did, but not the Grand Slam. They call it the Serena Slam,
where you go
because you get the U.S. Open the following year, and then you run 3 in a row.
Yeah, not the calendar.
Yeah, not the calendar.
Serena Slam.
So if that Djokovic is back, really it's his quickness and his reflexes are better than everyone else when he's at the top. Nadal obviously is his stamina and his speed. That's why Nadal-Djokovic matches are always extremely interesting.
Be exciting.
And Federer's just Federer's on top of those two is probably the smarter player, sets up a point better, and has better ball control as far as where his placement is. His serve is much better than the other two. And great serving is what wins Wimbledon. That's why he's the greatest grass player ever, because he can place his serve wherever he wants. So it'll be interesting if all 3 of them are in it. That kind of makes me miss Murray not being in it. I'd rather have the big 4 all back. I think Murray was trying to appease the Brits by coming back earlier than he should have. So it's probably smart on his part to pull out and get ready for the U.S. Open and actually compete. So we'll see.
Yeah, no point coming back early.
No, just to hurt yourself. Yeah. The Brits had Kyle Edmund, who had a good run until he met Djokovic. So he's a good up-and-coming player. They have a future, British tennis.
Your dark horse there, Kevin.
Yeah.
Just watched him play. He just gave up.
Tiafoe?
Yeah. I think he got to a point. I think he was up 2-0 or something, or he lost the first one, then won the next 2, and then just lost the next 2. Or something like that.
Oh, he played that Kachanov guy.
Yeah. I was just
who's been no surprise, making it all the way to play Djokovic.
Yeah.
Beating Dominic Thiem. And then beating Tiafoe. You shouldn't have even won that one. He had a nice run.
Sounds like my kind of guy. Get close to the end and then just choke. All right, I did find our standings once again for baseball picks.
Okay.
I picked the Astros versus Nationals with the Astros to win. And then I don't know who you guys picked to win. I just have Corey with the Dodgers and Yankees.
I had Yankees winning. I have Yankees winning the whole thing.
Okay. And then Stefan has the Red Sox and the one, the only, Chicago Cubs.
No, he did go to Chicago. And who does he have winning?
I don't know.
Boston.
I don't think I would have.
Okay. There we go. We all think the AL's winning.
Like I said, NL's trash.
I knew. Well, just looking at their stats. Come on. I mean, they're going to have 4 teams with a chance of going over 100 wins. So either you're great or in the AL, where the NL is just like and garbage.
You're good. Boston's real good.
Yeah.
They look like the favorites.
Got a chance. Got a chance at number 5, Thumb. What's that?
Does he get a thumb?
If you get the winner right, I think, is our rules. Because we did that with the NBA and NHL. None of us got a thumb.
I can't believe none of us picked Golden State. What idiot.
I was a little high on Philadelphia.
One of us doesn't pick Golden State next year, we're really idiots.
Oh, that was in our bracket.
Yeah.
None of us picked Golden
He
State.
had Golden State in the championship.
Yeah, losing to Philadelphia.
He almost had it.
What do you mean? No, yeah, he almost had Golden State. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was
Way
the
off.
closest survivor one with Golden State.
I had Cleveland right. I
Yeah.
had them losing. That was correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was played that.
I also have a new clip for the intro where it says Stephen. It's Stephen going, LeBron's not going to the Western Conference.
Basically anything I say about Cleveland, LeBron is the exact opposite. So when I call him a GOAT, he's clearly not.
It's we might know sports. We don't claim anything. All right. What I do claim is that Stefan is the first on the board with a point in the Big Brother league.
Gonna rack up those points.
How do you feel about your team?
First one to get everybody eliminated is the winner, right? Is that how it works?
Is that how you feel about it right now?
That team's okay.
I think JC's going to last for a while, to be honest.
Yeah,
I know you have Swaggy, and he's a good player, but he might be playing too hard.
Swaggy C.
Whatever she's that Caitlyn bitch
Stupid crystal bitch, yeah.
is trying to
backdoor him.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna fall apart and the nerdy guy's gonna get the Scotty. Oh, the guy on my team. Sweet.
Well, both the guys on your team are on
Yeah.
the block.
Oh, it's a bad week for Kevin. I knew Winston. I knew Winston was. I'm like, shit. Like,
Well, watch Swaggy win the veto challenge, so he can make sure that he can't get backdoored.
are you spoiling things right now, or?
Oh, how have I seen it?
Well,
happen
on the
look up
websites,
spoilers again.
yeah,
Like, do
you
that.
can look up
Yeah, but
spoilers.
it's not until Wednesday.
Yeah, you still like this. Look up
Yeah, but you can look up spoilers.
I didn't.
All right, I haven't. I usually do, but this season I haven't. So
I already know who wins it all.
they're not that far ahead, Stefan.
The winner's picked live, so that'd be impressive.
Yeah, he took his time machine. I will say,
Watch you to believe it's not really live.
the non-member of our podcast cast has got 2 solid safety nets right now with Sam and Tyler. I hate
Yeah,
Tyler.
You don't like Tyler?
I don't.
I feel like he definitely was the most trending because of how much America likes him.
He's a floater and a half. I mean, I'll go to this side and act like, I'll go over here.
Yeah, well, I mean, he floats that way, but you can't call someone a floater who won an HOH.
Yeah, well, it was week 1. Poor Steve. Didn't see it coming.
Well, at least now everyone's the same age.
Yeah.
They got the old man out of there quick.
The loser for least trending was Rachel, right? Another one on my list.
I don't feel like she was least trending though because she's not liked. Like she was crying and all.
It's
that
just
stuff.
very quiet right
Yeah,
now about
I just
her.
think Crap App. I missed it.
She picked the yelling thing.
Yeah, which why would you pick that yelling thing? That just means something is gonna happen to where you're gonna have to listen to someone yelling. In my mind,
But that wasn't it. Did you hear what it?
it's someone
remember what
coming
it
in
was.
and yelling something.
Yeah, yelling like other people's games and strategies
Yeah.
out loud. So like trying to ruin her game.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Someone's watching what she does and like can come out and yell like what she's been doing.
Good thing she doesn't have much game going because
She has to stay low and
That's awful. Can't talk like anybody.
no.
I mean, Fessel had the Amazon, which was
Kind of funny, but I
Yeah.
felt bad for him because he had to eat a lot of fucking ham.
fake ham products.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they made that much fake ham. They had like a ham log.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the have not room looks a lot more comfortable than years past. Like they had the one year where they had those like needles.
I don't even get the point. Yeah, I know. I don't even get the point of the have not room anymore because most of them just sleep in with the HOH if their friend is the HOH.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we doing? What's the point? They aren't even sleeping in those beds.
Who
We
cares
got
about
Swaggy P
slop?
and Bailey sharing a bed.
Yeah. Who cares about
This whole
slop?
team is communicating with each other.
That's how we do. That's how we're gonna win.
Sleeping their way to the top.
Swaggy, Bailey, and then a little guy.
Chris.
We heard it from there. Won't even know he's there.
No.
Let's see here. Caitlin, Tyler, both head of house so far. So right now Samantha holds the tiebreaker, commanding lead
Samantha
there.
has 2 head of households and 2 powers. She does have a good team going.
But with that said, usually the earlier the striking, the earlier the exits. All I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy with my first pick, to be honest. Bretta's laid low, but is on the right side of the house at this point, so I'm happy with it. He's going to have to start winning some stuff, though. Can't just float the whole game.
I really need Swaggy C to get the boot this week.
Who gets the boot him though?
Wow, you sold JC and Bailey.
They don't have swag. It's like
Am I missing anything else, Corey? Do you remember?
No, there wasn't really any other highlights other than Rachel scratching JC's back with a razor.
Oh yeah, that was gross to begin with. Why?
That was tough to watch, man. She wasn't shaved. She was going against the grain. Scratching the shit out of him.
Poor guy. Poor little guy.
And I was wondering, why are you using the trimmer? That doesn't even get as good of a shave as like a...
Why are you
regular
shaving some
razor.
guy's back that you're not even like, I don't know. Weird.
I mean, it's not like it was a big back. It's just a little guy.
Yeah, that's true. She had to get down on her knees.
It's a little guy. Just a little guy.
He's the little guy. Poor little guy. I forgot to bring up before the podcast what happened, but we'll get right into it with the UFC talk. Holloway, Ortega, the one fight, like, that was just like over the Cormier Miocic fight for me. I wanted to watch that one more than any of the 3 fights, and of course that one gets canceled. So Holloway suffering from concussion-like symptoms, so they yanked him from the card. Smartly done. Ortega smartly not taking a replacement fight, waiting for his chance at the belt. We'll see if there's an interim title at stake, because this is Holloway's 3rd fight he's been pulled from in like the last 5. So it's getting a little concerning on the health end from him. So we'll see how he does in the coming months. And then on to the boring fight of the night. And when I say boring, I mean 31 punches landed in the 3 rounds. Francis Ngannou, Derek Lewis fight. Lewis has had many entertaining fights in the past, so he gets the pass. He also had an injured back, I guess, is what was being said. He was upset visibly right immediately after the fight. And when questioned about if Ngannou said anything to him, he said, I wouldn't understand what he said to begin with, because the guy's Cameroon or French or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Ngannou posted today, actually, a response. He was trying to be humble, basically. And he posted a picture of the one punch he threw and that landed. He apologized for his performance. Where is it? Sorry, got distracted with other news before. Let's see here. This breaking. No. We'll talk about that afterward. Ngannou's statement was, "I am not proud of my last performance. I have carried my fear from the last fight to this one." And it was obvious. He was trying to counter punch Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis having the sore back.
What was his fear of the last fight?
He got knocked out by Miocic, I think.
Oh, yeah.
On Twitter, he said, "I'll overcome all this." Okay. We'll see. It was disappointing. No, it was disappointing because even Joe Rogan said it was the worst fight he's ever watched. I mean, because it wasn't really a fight. I was watching it with our MMA expert Ben, and we were watching the timer between time punches were thrown. And there was some points where a whole minute went by in a round before someone even fainted. So it was. I texted you guys right after the fight saying how bad.
I went home and watched it and tortured myself.
I
did not torture myself.
Yeah, don't recommend it.
I tortured myself with that one. I was very happy because I've been a Anthony Pettis fan for a while, ever since he KO'd or knocked down Ben Henderson after jumping off the cage. I'll always remember that move. I was a fan of his from there on out. Happy with his fight versus Chessa. And then we'll get to the title fight.
Did you see the Mike Perry fight at all?
No, I did not.
That one was a good one. Split decision for Mike Perry. What is his name? Who did he fight? Someone that came up from the weight class below. Why am I drawing up? Ortega? No. Main card. Chiesa, unfortunately, versus Pettis. I mean, he just looked outclassed.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Felder was the one, the Irish Dragon. And, I mean, Felder got bloodied early. He took a headbutt from within the first 10 seconds, and then Perry caught him. I think it was in the second round and cut him open right here, and he ended up having this giant bulge. And actually posted a picture of himself after the fight in the hospital complaining about how terrible the hospital was because he still had a ton of blood on his face and he wasn't been
hematoma.
Yeah. So that was a good fight compared to the Derek Lewis and Ngannou fight. And then we went into the Stipe Cormier fight, and before it all went down in the first round, and to me Cormier was kind of dirty fighting, pulling a John Jones trick out of his bag of things he's learned from John Jones. Poked Miocic in the eye 3 times even the ref even stopped the fight at one point to warn him. And then finally in the clinch, Cormier knocked him out. Said he saw something where Miocic was coming in out of the clinch with his hands lowered, and obviously his game plan came to fruition. And then after the fight, some big bald beast with a sword on his chest made his way into the cage.
Good old Brock.
Didn't I like
summoned into the cage?
Did I not say that this was going to happen last week, or was I just thinking it? I feel like I predicted that Brock
Well, you
was.
mentioned that the winner would probably have Lesnar next, and that seems to be true.
Mm-hmm. Well, this just in, off of BloodyElbow.com, DC Lesnar could happen in January 2019 at the earliest. So not the Madison Square Garden card the was originally projected. But DC has said he wants to defend his 205 title belt versus Shogun before the Lesnar fight. So obviously that'll be interesting.
Shogun isn't even a decent name for him. I mean, it's a name, but at this point in his career, it doesn't mean much.
Yeah, but who else is in the 205 ranking that...
There isn't anyone. That's why, I mean, I'd just let it go. Let the belt go.
I think he wants to do something that hasn't been done before. That way people can stop saying, oh, well, you're second best at... You know,
I'm not saying that. I told you if he won this fight, he's the GOAT. Now, if he starts to defend both belts...
That's when you get me on board. If you defend both belts and maintain, okay. But...
Can't beat John Jones. You're not the GOAT.
One was a no contest because he cheated, and then he lost the other time.
Okay, but you can't say he cheated because he knocked him out with a kick to the left side of the head. Like, it wasn't like he...
Well, wasn't it considered a no contest?
Yes, in the state of California, yes. But in the minds of the people that debate the greatest of all time, who has he defended?
John Jones will be back. They'll fight one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I told you where I stand. I don't even rank John Jones in my top 3. So.
I'm not even saying.
He didn't have all these suspensions and was able to continue.
Well, that's why That's why I don't.
No,
honestly, I have. It was always a race between Cormier for me and St. Pierre because of what John Jones is the best I had ever seen.
Yeah.
But then with everything that happened, I had to drop him. I thought he was at that point kind of chasing Anderson Silva for the GOAT. Then we've seen Anderson Silva continue his career for me way too long.
Yeah.
And he's hurting it. He's hurting his legacy. He already hurt it to me.
Yeah.
For me. Probably not for his diehard fans.
Also tested positive for steroids, too.
Right. Also cheated. So while that's happening, St. Pierre and Cormier have surpassed them for me. And then it was St. Pierre's comeback fight. Was I that impressed that he beat Bisping? No. Am I impressed Cormier beat Miocic? Yes. Because people were starting to call Miocic the greatest heavyweight ever. Cormier just beat him in one round. So that's a big notch to his belt.
You can't name somebody the greatest heavyweight ever, and he's still this early in his career.
Right, but people just like that he defended it 3 times because that had never been done. I know you like the eye test. Going off the eye test, for me, Cain Velasquez is the greatest heavyweight I've seen. I would love a Cormier-Velasquez fight. I think 2 wrestlers at the heavyweight division in a ring would be really entertaining.
So what's wrong with Brock Lesnar? What's wrong with Brock Lesnar then?
Well, Brock, I don't think has the MMA skill set. He's a wrestler.
Yeah.
That's
D1 wrestler. Just like Cormier.
But didn't Cain beat him? Yes. Velasquez beat him at the wrestling game and pounded him out. And it wasn't that close. And then everyone was like, oh, Brock is a hype job. Is he a hype job or is Cain that good? That's back to my point of Cain being maybe the greatest heavyweight.
Hype job.
I think he's a hype job too.
So
I want to see Cormier knock him out of the way. Let's see Cormier fight Velasquez and stamp it.
Is it a stamp? Kane is past his prime. He's arguably
is.
half the self. Cormier also, who is he bought?
Past his prime.
Who's he beaten in the light heavyweight division? We just said that
Well,
there's
who
no
do you
one
want to
in
see
there.
him beat? Gustafsson?
He arguably lost that fight. You can fight that.
That's what I mean. Do you
I
want
mean-
to see him like clearly beat Gustafsson?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Because, I mean, he laid on Anderson Silva.
I mean, John Jones Gustafsson is a debatable.
Yeah. And he laid on Silva. Anthony Johnson didn't fight his normal fight. Who knows what the fuck he was smoking. I mean, probably testing some of his product.
I feel like you're saying this, but this is the same stuff I've had to hear from defending Floyd Mayweather all these years. Well, Floyd fought Pacquiao when he was old, so it doesn't count. Floyd fought Canelo at a catchweight, so it doesn't count. Floyd fought this guy when he moved up, so it doesn't count. He still beat them all.
Yeah,
What do you
but
mean it
that's
doesn't-
not the same
it
with
doesn't
Cormier.
count?
It's not the same with Cormier because he's got the loss to John Jones.
To John Jones, that's it.
John
But you're
Jones.
making excuses for his other wins.
John Jones doesn't have win or a loss really. He's got a disqualification
Count the Matt Hamill, yeah.
and a no contest.
Agreed. I just...
All I'm saying,
just explain John Jones hurting his legs.
I know.
I mean, if you're
I know.
cheating and you're doing drugs...
but all I'm saying is if you're sitting there with your $65 to buy a pay-per-view, would you rather see John Jones versus Brock Lesnar or Brock Lesnar versus Cormier?
John Jones.
Yeah.
That's easy. He's more explosive and exciting.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the same as...
All right.
If you throw Conor McGregor in the mix, wouldn't you rather see him over everyone in his weight class? Yeah. He's the most exciting.
Maybe.
That's a yes.
So, how about this for a card? Jones Cormier, Part 3. Would you buy that one?
Well, if you put Khabib McGregor on the undercard, you're damn right.
I mean,
McGregor beats Khabib, then we have a whole nother conversation about who the greatest people are.
I mean, we might
You got
have.
someone who won in 2 weight classes and beat the boogeyman. That's a whole nother.
Hey, we still have 5 months for my prediction of McGregor getting killed by the KGB to come true. So,
We stayed away from the World Cup. That's a
rumor has it Nurmagomedov McGregor fight is for Madison Square Garden. They're working on a contract right now. Just waiting for someone's legal troubles to clear up. Plea deal should be set, I believe, next week.
If there's a Jones Cormier 3, what do you want on that undercard?
Something. You know what? I kind of like, depending on when that happens too. Like if we're talking, because I feel like this fight's gonna happen before that. Robert Whitaker, Yoel Romero.
Yep.
I like that one.
Is that part 3?
Yep. And then maybe Holly Holm versus Cyborg.
What about a Diaz McGregor part 3?
I think that's too loaded of a card. I feel like they're saving that one for like Connor's Swan song.
I feel like they're saving that if McGregor beats Khabib.
Mm-hmm. Like
Because if Khabib beats McGregor, you can sell the Diaz Khabib fight big.
just looking at some of the fighters we've predicted in the past.
I wouldn't mind seeing Nunes on a card soon.
But who's she gonna fight? That's the thing that's hard to sell about Nunes is there's no one else currently in the division you really want to see her fight. She's proven that.
Has she fought home?
Yeah,
Do we want to see a rematch?
not really. It was, I believe, a knockout.
'Cause Holm's probably the second best fighter.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, right now, maybe even Derek Lewis versus Curtis Blade as like the first main event. That'd be a good one.
If Lesnar beats Cormier, are we going to get a Miocic Lesnar?
I don't know. You know, because I feel like Lesnar's gonna.
They're gonna give him a title shot right away.
Well, I mean, Lesnar, I feel, is just gonna lose his drug test. So I think it's like a one and done. Make the money, get the million pay-per-view buys, and then gone.
Lesnar couldn't even beat Frank Mir, so I don't know how people are excited.
I forgot about this possibility. What about the winner of the T.J. Dillashaw Cody Garbrandt versus what's his nuts there? Oh, why am I drawing a blank on his name? He announced the fight this past weekend too. Dominic Cruz. There we go. Yeah.
If Cruz can stay healthy,
I mean, there's bad blood between all three of those guys. So
I want to see Pettis get a shot soon too. He's racking up wins.
Racking up the W's, yeah. I mean, anything's possible. We'll see. Everything seems to change week of anyway, so. The other one, so I think we all pulled our first zeros, except Stefan got his 1 point in the standings. He was going to go out
on a limb, take DC, and it worked out.
Go.
Got the point. Moved a point closer to Corey. Everyone else stayed the same.
Well, he got a point closer to everybody,
yeah.
Not just me.
Well, you're.
I'm like completely out of this. Like I'm
completely out.
I'm hot right now.
Red hot. Like Frank's red hot.
What do you say?
You like Frank's red hot.
I like Frank's red hot. I don't know about you guys.
I like Frank's better than Texas Pete.
Sorry, just seeing if there's any other information going on. Opening odds have DC strongly favored to defeat Brock Lesnar. So,
I'll be honest, that looked like the most staged thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm just assuming at this point that the UFC is turning into the WWE. They're just merging now.
They gotta make up their $4 billion somehow.
They gotta make up.
They're not bringing in money. They got no.
Well, they're bringing Lesnar back. I feel solely for the fact they have no stars.
Right.
Like I said, in my opinion, humble opinion, Cormier's their best fighter, but he's not like a superstar, marketable type person. Yeah. So what else do you got?
He's a good, like, enemy. Like it was.
With John Jones and Cormier.
Jones and then Anthony Johnson. Everyone wants to see Anthony. Like, he's what you said, like Floyd Mayweather. Everyone wants to see him lose.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean...
They have St. Pierre still who's willing to fight, but at one point he was a superstar. I think he was out too long.
The thing is he doesn't bring in numbers, I guess, is the thing. Like,
Which is kind of surprising because he's a two-country star.
Mm-hmm. He brings in the Canadian dollars, but now it's past his prime. I think the Bisping fight wasn't that great number-wise.
No, it wasn't. I remember. They were unimpressed. But I think that's more Bisping's fault. I don't think anyone was excited about Michael Bisping.
I wasn't excited for St. Pierre. I mean...
If St. Pierre fights a better middleweight, you won't be excited?
I just feel like he's past his prime. I feel like he just... I don't know. It's just... Next fight's August 4th. LA. They've announced fights, but they're not letting me look it up on the UFC app, so I have to... I know we have two of them on... Whoa, where did we go? There we go. Cody Garbrandt, T.J. Dillashaw, main event. Co-main, Demetrius Johnson, Henry Cejudo. What was the other one?
I guess some real diehard MMA people would say that my GOATs list is a little bit blasphemous because I didn't even mention DJ.
Yeah. He's only the We Might Know Sports greatest fighter ever.
Of all time.
Gustafsson versus Uzdemir also on that card. So
That's a good fight, though.
It's a good card. Good 3 fights. Good 3 to watch. Did anything happen in the NBA? I threw that down at the bottom. I know we've been talking about.
Well, we got Summer League going on, which has been kind of fun.
Ooh.
So you get your first look at all the rookies against people on their level, basically.
This is the first year that all the teams are in Vegas.
All 30 are in the Vegas Summer League. So that's kind of cool.
And they're going to have a big tournament after they all play 3 games.
I feel like you laid back on them in there.
Ooh, maybe we should have a tournament. Bracket boys?
I mean, there ain't much to talk about right now. There's.
What about your boy Trey? You want to talk about Trey?
I was going to see if you guys wanted to do once the bracket finishes. You want
Bracket boys?
the bracket for the Summer League.
Summer League? I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll do it too. It'll
Trae Young
incentivize me to watch. So.
Trey Young's putting points on the board, but he's not shooting a good percentage.
I know his first game he looked terrible, I heard.
Yeah, his last game, his first 2 games were in another Summer League. He's playing better in the Vegas one. If you want to get real technical with stats, his true shooting percentage, which means with no defender around you, unguarded, is extremely low. It's only at like 43%, whereas most NBA players, when they are not guarded, shoot around 70%. So that's a little concerning. He's still. What's the big thing everyone's talking about with him is his vision. His passing. He led the nation in assists last year, and his passing has proven to translate into the NBA. So that's a plus for him. He's still jacking up 30-foot shots.
Why not?
And missing them.
He's got a stud playing with him.
John Collins has been amazing, but he was one of the rookies we talked about last year that stood out. They got a good. John Collins is a star that no one knows about because Atlanta sucks. But he'll be something that people will start to talk about. The other news, Kevin, is Ayton there, the number 1 pick, balling out early. I think he's averaging 20 and 10.
Balling. Is it November yet?
15 and 10.
15 and 10 he's averaging.
Actually, is it September yet? Are we into football yet?
I would love it.
No. Summer League's better.
I'm excited.
Summer League's not better than NFL. Summer League's fun.
Shut your mouth.
The other big news is Phoenix paid Devin Booker max deal.
Max deal.
Apparently, Rockets are going to pursue Melo.
Yeah. Heard that.
Well, I heard the Lakers want him too.
Everybody all of a sudden wants Melo.
Just if the Rockets get Melo, then I don't get why LeBron went to the Lakers. He should have just. His dream squad is him, Melo, and Chris Paul and Wade. They're all buddies. They all should have just gone to Houston.
Because it was more than playing
with his bros.
Mm-hmm.
It was about his hoe.
He didn't go to the Lakers because he expects to win a championship next year.
No, LeBron strictly went for the money this year.
Not even just for the money.
He's trying to build that. He's looking like into the future. He wants to be like.
He wants to live in LA, build his brand.
Yeah, he wants to be Jordan.
Right.
He'll never be Jordan though.
Shout out.
Yeah, he'll never hit that brand level. I don't think.
He'll probably be the next closest.
Isn't he already? Like what did LA do? You think so?
I would argue Kobe.
I'd be curious what like merch sales are for Kobe to LeBron. I'm sure jersey sales and stuff Kobe beats LeBron. But as far as like his sneaker deals and his wear, his sports wear, I would be curious how comparable that is.
I mean, Kobe's got. I think he still comes out with still got shoes. Kobe's.
No, he does. He does. That's what I mean. But I just feel like LeBron's have surpassed. It seems to be LeBron and Curry's are the top selling shoes.
Yeah.
I know Reebok was extremely happy with Lillard's. They way outdid what was expected.
Oh, really?
But I even bought a pair. I thought they were cool looking.
I think if Melo goes to the Lakers, it's on a 1-year deal. to see what happens, and then they can get rid of him
no
and
sound.
pick somebody else next year. I don't think.
No,
it's-
the Lakers make sense though because of Lala. Like she works there. That's kind of why LeBron.
Aren't they divorced?
I feel like LeBron went there because of that, because he has that deal with Warner Brothers. That's why there's going to be a Space Jam 2.
Well,
Like,
LeBron definitely wants
he's
to
gonna
do more
work
than
there.
just basketball.
Yeah.
Like, that's-
He's going to be in movies. He already's done that.
LeBron.
He has a 4-film deal, I read. One of them has been completed, Trainwrecked. He has 3 more to go. The second one will be Space Jam 2. That's already in action. And
Dumb.
then he has another 2 to go. So I
I'm not
feel like
watching
that-
Space
I feel
Jam
like
2.
LA was kind of an obvious thing.
I'm gonna buy Space Jam 1 on like as many different platforms to promote that.
Space Jam 1's on Hulu right now. I've been watching it. I tried to get my daughters to watch. Not much interest.
Probably like kind of.
Yeah, she did. But she's a baby.
Yeah, she
It
doesn't
doesn't
really
count.
understand.
Eloise was like, no. The swipe off the screen.
It's gonna go away. Seeing if I can find something.
Josh Jackson's still underperforming.
Ooh, is this it?
Almost as good as Josh Jackson. He wasn't even in the league.
It's been so long since I heard this song. You guys are gonna have to let me know. It's just the instrumentals because I don't want to get us pulled.
This is Space Jam instrumental.
I believe I can fly.
I don't remember this song being in that movie.
I don't either. It's like
Can you name the other 5 players in their movie?
Muggsy Bogues,
Correct.
Larry Johnson,
Correct.
Ray Allen.
Incorrect.
Bradley.
Shaq.
Correct. Incorrect.
He's like looking at it right now.
No, I'm not.
Johnson, Bogue, Bradley. There's 2 more.
Two more. Patrick Ewing.
Correct. And the other one's easy.
You say this,
Most
but I
famous
haven't
one.
named him yet.
Most famous one.
Oh,
Oh,
no. We got the point guard,
he does sports announcing now.
the center. That doesn't help me.
Well, basketball announcing on probably the
Kenny
biggest
Smith.
platform. Close.
That was Barkley.
Yes.
There we go. I knew that one was gonna bug me too. I should have knew that one.
It's funny that you knew Sean Bradley, but not Chuck.
I was picturing them. I'm like
Yeah.
at that last scene of all of them in the gym where they got their basketball powers back. I'm like, come on, Mike.
How did Sean Bradley get a shout out for that movie? I mean, Larry Johnson, Ewing, Bogues, Barkley were all really good. Then Sean Bradley.
Well, they needed some tall guy. Like, why not?
And I guess George Mearson was filming his other movie, George and Billy Crystal.
What's his face? Bolt or whatever his name was.
Yeah.
Was it over in Africa saving lives? You know.
Gambia was probably playing back then too.
Oh yeah.
The new Bull's son, though, is the number 2 player in the country. He signed to Oregon. Bull.
Mobile.
So he's a one and done.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is I should go watch that game when they come up to play Washington?
Yeah, Oregon, yeah. You'll see an NBA player on Oregon all year.
Oh yeah.
Maybe they'll even play Seattle.
They said he's just like his dad.
Probably not at Seattle though.
They say he's just like his dad. His range stretches out to 3. So he's a tall, skinny 3-point shooter. 7'1", I believe.
So many things we can talk about.
Gonzaga's making
Let's come
a
on.
transfer.
I heard.
North
I've been
Dakota.
paying attention. You see me with my North Carolina gear all on. There's been a lot of talk about the stud. I guess he's impressing at King Monzier a little. But we were talking about he impressed at those McDonald's games. Those 6'7" wing players that can do everything are like the way the NBA is going.
Right.
Hey, shout out to Mike Hopkins, who won Coach of the Year for the Pac-12. Donated his win or bonus in form of $12 Starbucks gift cards to fans in the University District.
Impressive.
Good job, Syracuse, letting that one go.
When's the last time they have done
Who's saying he's gone? Who says he's not coming back?
I don't think he's coming back.
He ain't coming back.
G-Max back.
Damn it.
All right.
They don't-
That's who will be the new coach.
That's what I've been saying.
It's going to be G-Max.
It's the only one that makes sense. Jump
Fan,
right
you know
over-
how big.
Jump right over that other guy.
I was going to say,
whoever's
you
in
know
front
how
of
many
him.
fans will back that?
Yeah. Doesn't matter if he loses every game. They're still gonna be like, "You'll get it next year, G-Mac. Don't worry."
Gonna be the greatest 3-point shooting team ever.
They make the ACC title or tournament, and they make a little run.
Yeah.
They'll be like, G-Mac. Oh my God, G-Mac! It's the power of G-Mac.
G-Mac.
That'll forgive everything. They don't even have to win. Just make a little run.
Just make a run in the tournament. That's all we care about.
In 2 games,
Yeah. We'll be like, oh, he's got him in the right
and
direction.
then get blown out by Duke. Oh, all right.
It's okay. That was
Next
so
year,
good.
we'll build on that for next year.
I really feel like Syracuse is in a win-win with that. He has probably 3-year leniency with the fan base.
You know, probably like 5.
You think he has 5 years of sucking?
Yeah. I mean, it's
I don't think
got to
he'll-
be like middle of the road.
I was
Like,
gonna say, I don't
not
think he'll
like
suck for 5
no,
years.
it can't be like single-digit wins for 5 years. Like if he's winning like
Well, they play Cornell
around
so
500,
We'll get some.
they get 10 wins just off their non-conference schedule.
You just gotta win 10 other ones.
At that point, you only got to win like
8 other ones. Way they haven't done lately.
18
Oh,
12.
yeah, I'm just getting 18 wins.
This is an interesting tournament. That the only thing that's been announced for University of Washington basketball is that they are going to be part of the Vancouver Showcase, which is going to have Minnesota, Santa Clara, Texas A&M, and Washington. So, more on that in November when we have our
Gonzaga's in that amazing tournament, aren't they?
Maui.
Isn't North Carolina in it too?
Are they? I don't think they can be if they're playing Gonzaga. I just
Oh,
put
that's-
Duke's in
that's
it.
right.
Duke's
there
in
we
it.
go.
Duke's in it. Okay.
Yeah, I know Duke is. Arizona, I think, so.
Did you hear? Oh no, you probably didn't. Samantha, after she gets her master's, the top like transplant center in the country is Duke. So she has discussed applying there and going there.
With you? Discussed with you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said we probably will have to get a divorce at that point. But I am not marrying a Dookie.
Well played.
All right. So in the Maui,
Sports over everything. SOE, baby.
it's like that one Sports Center commercial with the Michigan and Ohio State fan, and the one fan pushed the other one out of the car. Go Buckeyes!
She was like, well, you'll be a Duke fan if they pay your bills. I'd be like, damn right, I'll be a Duke fan. I'm not being a Duke fan for anything. I don't care what bills they pay.
Yeah, I live on the streets of
Yeah, I'd rather be broke.
Maui 2018 Maui Invitational, Arizona, Auburn, Duke,
Solid.
Gonzaga,
Yeah.
Illinois,
Yeah.
Iowa
Real.
State. Ooh, this one.
You
This
said
one.
Ohio, right?
What?
Ohio or Iowa?
Iowa State.
Yeah.
This one will trip up Gonzaga, San Diego State,
Fair enough.
and Xavier.
Well, they're good.
That they don't have.
I know. He blew it.
No, they don't have their coach.
Where'd he go now?
Is it Louisville? Chris Mack,
The ball guy.
I guess that is.
How old is this article? Because it says he's still the head coach. Oh, it's from last October. That's why.
Aren't you guys gonna be in Hawaii around that time too?
Oh, snap.
Beautiful that was.
I was talking to Shay about it.
Oh, yeah, look at that. Almost.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to it, but I was like, I think I'm gonna wait.
Wrong.
Next time Gonzaga's out there.
We're going to be on a different island anyway, so. We're going to the big island. The one that's on fire right now, you know.
I'd rather save my money and wait for it. That way I can, like, fully enjoy it when I go out there.
Not just buy the plane ticket and be like, all right, here's the beach.
Yeah, I'll pretty much be there, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch out here now. I can't afford a ticket to get inside.
Stefan was mentioning that Summer League tickets for a day are only $35. If we went to Vegas basketball Summer League, that'd be worth it if I could ever get fucking summer days off.
I mean, if we plan it next year, we could do it. No, I can't. I'm going.
That's quickly shot down.
Yeah, you know where you're going all next summer?
I'm going to Italy.
Oh.
Touche.
Wake that up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna make a stop in Syracuse.
That doesn't help.
That helps a little bit.
Ease the pain a little bit. I mean, you guys should go down to Watkins Glen. Isn't that coming up?
The race?
Yeah.
I want to sometime. I've never been to a race.
I've never either. When is
I know
that?
Watkins Glen is considered kind of boring
Yeah, 'cause you can't
because of how
watch.
big the track is. You can only watch a section.
Oh man, I missed it by a week.
Um,
It's August 5th.
Castleman
Oh, I missed it by 2. Never mind.
said that he always goes to Bristol because it's the smallest track. And you can see the whole thing the whole time.
Yeah.
And Bristol's fun.
Right.
So that's
Either that or Martinsville.
yeah, those two are probably really fun. Bristol wouldn't be bad because there's a lot of other stuff in Tennessee you could go see. Or Connecticut, I mean.
10
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is it?
It's not Bristol. There is a Bristol, but it's not that. Bristol, Connecticut.
It is Bristol, Connecticut. I was just thinking. I was like, oh, maybe it is.
No, it's not.
I was gonna say that's a lot of Tennessee races.
Yeah, no, it's not. Bristol, Connecticut, though, we could go to the ESPN headquarters.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Probably even. I always forget where it is. The NBA Hall of Fame, Springfield.
That's in
Massachusetts.
Springfield, Mass. Too. I've never been there.
I want to go there again.
I'm going when Kevin Garnett gets inducted.
Why? So you can maybe shake his hand?
That one I might actually bring some. I have a whole bunch of memorabilia I could get signed. I'm not going to bring a whole bunch of stuff.
He's
I'll
not
get
gonna
some.
sign it. Couldn't
Let
even
me
get.
bring it.
You couldn't even get a handshake. You gotta get the hot girls. That way you draw them over.
Or a kid. Bring your kids.
Yeah. Or kids. Sure.
True. Eloise will be old enough at that point. Because they have to wait 5 years, and he retired not this past year, but 2 years ago. So I have 3 more years.
See?
Eloise will be 5. Perfect. Hold this poster.
You just have to make sure you're not standing anywhere just like near. So if he sees you, like, get really excited
With
about
all
it.
my Garnett gear on.
He's gonna know that it's for you and not for her.
Or he hears the he hears the air intake, the gas, like he's actually doing it.
I'll probably do it. I don't know. I've never been starstruck before, so we'll see if Kevin Garnett's the one.
If he's the one.
I don't think it will be.
Take your starstruck virginity.
I'm pretty sure it would be Eminem. I probably would look like an idiot.
I try to kiss him.
I probably wouldn't know what to say. Hi.
Stan.
Marshall, nice to meet you.
I'm Stan.
This is my wife, Bonnie.
All right, I think that's a good spot to end it. Next week, I gotta do some research. I gotta figure out our categories for the nobodies. I know worst teams in there.
I think that might be the last Monday I can do for a couple weeks.
Ooh. That's what I like to hear.
But I think we can do Tuesdays if you want to do Tuesdays.
I was actually thinking about that. Do we want to move to Tuesdays for football season?
Back to Tuesday?
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me any.
I mean, it doesn't bother me either, obviously. I just like doing it on Mondays to get it done and over with at that point in time when we first discussed it, but now my schedule's kind of open on Monday or Tuesdays, so...
I mean, if we can just kind of leave them both open and see where my size. I don't know if my schedule is going to be the same.
Now you're
every
just
week.
asking a lot, man. Jeez.
Or you can just do it without me. I really
I'm
don't
just
give a
kidding.
fuck.
How dare you? It's about to be football season. Damn it.
Doesn't care about the podcast anymore.
No, I don't care about him anymore.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
Fired.
Until
Wow.
he deletes that segment.
Oh, the fuck Philly thing.
Does this mic work?
Whoops.
Fuck Philly.
That
Yep, that one.
one.
That'd be the one.
If Trey Young starts to have some kind of success, is he going to be your new favorite player over Steph Curry?
Well, right now I can
You can wait it out.
I can dial it back into a Celtics, and my favorite player right now is Jason Tatum.
Oh, okay.
I need
Surprise.
to get some clapping.
That's fair. It's always
Steph-
good to support your favorite team.
Steph Curry, I'm kind of getting over just because his team's too stacked. And it's not really that I know and love. I mean, he still has his moments. But
Kevin, who do you prefer, Embiid or Simmons?
Embiid.
Fair.
He can shoot at least.
And then Andrew Wiggins.
On the Wolves, yeah. My favorite player is LeBron, but he's on my least favorite team now. That's really killing me. Out of all the teams, I had to pick the one I hate the most.
What are you talking about? He wasn't going to the Western Conference.
So, Andrew Wiggins it is. Shout out to the ex-Wolf, Zach LaVine, signing a $78 million.
Yeah, that.
Fuck that.
I like Cat, but Wiggins is my guy.
Hey, what the hell?
I like Butler. I like the Wolves team. I like Derrick Rose.
Well, Butler doesn't like your team.
No. Derrick Rose does, though.
So I wouldn't get too attached to Butler.
I'm trying not to. If there was one NBA player that I feel like it could translate to boxing, it's Butler.
You don't think LeBron? He's got a good.
No.
He's
No, I think he's
Cramps too easily?
Timid. Yeah, I don't think he would really do well. Butler's not scared of anything. He's a beast.
It's fair. All right. Well, it's always cool.
K-Town, Trae Young. So
Next week, Monday.
Next week we'll have a Wimbledon winner.
next week, Monday.
Next week, Stefan.
Say. I'm gonna be there.
Yeah. I mean,
We'll have some summer league updates.
Yeah.
might have a bracket.
We'll have a bracket going. We'll have another race in NASCAR. We'll have
It'll actually be close to being over by then.
We'll have a Wimbledon champion. We'll have a World Cup champion, right?
Yep.
It'll be like the semifinals by then.
Be talking British Open
Oh,
or the Open Championship and the
The
Nobodies.
Open, not the British Open.
Yeah,
and the
I
U.S.
said
Open
that.
for tennis isn't until September, so we have a race for that.
And the Nobodies.
And then the nobody.
Big
I'll
pack
get a
show.
nobody this year.
You deserve one.
I mean, I just keep winning everything.
Oh God.
Everything.
Done. Later.
I'm about to like start building shells.
Djokovic isn't going to win Wimbledon, so you've lost that.
Want to put a 12 pack on that? What are you? 36 right now, I think.
I don't know where you're at.
I go at least 24.
Truly, buy me beers every time he lost in ping pong.